Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
All right. Good morning, everybody. There's already technical difficulties here. Give me 1 second. Okay. It connected. Okay. All right. We're good. Good morning, David. Good to see you. Jill, good to see you on Instagram. Shoulder's been hurting. Morning, Michael. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and forewarn everybody. I'm in a mood. Just having it's one of those days where it's just one of those days. I woke up. Why is it so early? Because Dion got up at 4:30 this morning because he needed to poop. Did you really need to ask? Sorry, Shane. Good to see you. Hey, Jill. Okay, now you're on here. All right. I was wondering why I went down to 0 on there. So, welcome. You know, what's been going through my mind today is what is success in our world. Because anymore, all that I see is half-naked people and money. Instagram's a fucking joke. All I get is friend requests from half-naked women. And I can't stop them from following me unless I make my account private. Man, so are my problems, right? So what is success? Well, success was I helped a person today. So I've done that. But it's not enough for me anymore. I'm kind of pissed at God because I think it's my turn. It is my turn. All right? I don't. Who knows? Who really knows? I'm just telling you what went through my mind, not that it's real. Oh, yes, happiness does come from within. And Dion's not feeling very happy about himself right now, I guess. Sorry, I needed a fan. It gets warm down here in this there basement. But let's get to filling the void, right? That loneliness, right? And that's kind of what I was feeling this morning, was lonely. And I went on a little bit and talked a little bit about it, and talked to some people, made a new friend. Yeah, that's it. Is my sleeping pattern is, yeah. Now my gallbladder was removed. My intestines are trying to figure things out, and because I would like really, really spicy food, it's not agreeing with me. So, you know, part getting older, I gotta watch what I eat now, right? Unless I want to wake up at 4 in the morning. Now, I also went to bed. I laid down for a nap at 4:30, but I must have been exhausted because I slept. One of those nights where you wake up and your phone is dead because you didn't plug it in, right? So filling the void. We needed to ask ourselves but one short question. Good morning, Jackie. Do I now believe, or am I even willing to believe, that there is a power greater than myself? As soon as a man can say that he does believe or is willing to believe, we emphatically assure him that he is on his way. And that's going to be Alcoholics Anonymous, page 47. I thought that was a 12 by 12. Some we agnostics. In fact, it has been repeatedly proven among us that upon this simple cornerstone, a wonderfully effective spiritual structure can be built. That was great news to us, for we assumed we could not make use of spiritual principles unless we accepted many things on faith, which seemed difficult to believe. Yeah, it's something that, you can't see it, you can't feel it. There's nothing tangible for you to hold on to for now until you start seeing things. So you got to clear the mind before you can start seeing the gifts, right? So that's why getting rid of the hooch is number one, because we got to clear our minds up, right? That's why it's number one. Without doing that part, we'll never get to anything else. Our alcoholism, our addiction won't allow us to do that. That's why your choice of substance needs to be gone first. When people presented us with the spiritual approaches, how frequently did they say, I wish I had what that man has. I'm sure it would work if only I could believe as he believes. But I cannot accept as surely true the many articles of faith which are so plain to him. So it was comforting to learn that we could commence at a simpler level. Kenny, good to see you. Welcome. And that we could commence at a simpler level. We don't have to worry about the these and the thous and what God is and an all encompassing thing. No, 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 no. Just say hi. You don't need to get into that other stuff. You don't need to what if yourself. You don't need to ask why. All right. Why me, God? Because you can help when no one else can. Because you can save lives. And if you need more of a why than that, I'm sorry, but there isn't. Besides the seeming inability to accept much on faith, we often found ourselves handicapped by obstinacy, sensitiveness, and unreasoning prejudices. Many of us have been so touchy that even the casual reference to spiritual things made us bristle with antagonism. Okay? I wasn't like that with spirituality, but I am like that. What came into my head when I was reading that was when I was over at my mom's last Mother's Day, and I heard my stepdad say, "What's the problem now?" That set me off. I wanted to punch him in the face. It's funny because I always, feel the need to do that. I've never reacted on that. I don't really like physical fighting. I think if you can't be done with the mouth, then you're just an idiot. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Though some of us resisted, we found no great difficulty in casting aside such feelings. Faced with alcoholic destruction, we soon became as open-minded on spiritual matters as we had tried to be on other questions. In this respect, alcohol was the great persuader. It finally beat us into a state of reasonableness. Sometimes this was a tedious process. We hope no one will be prejudiced for long, as some of us were. The reader may still ask himself why he should believe in a power greater than himself. We think there are good reasons. Let us have a look at some of them. It's going to get into a very, very long portion that we are not going to be able to totally cover. So what is it in this? Well, we're going to need willingness. There it is again, willingness. I'm working with willingness today. I'm working with it right now. And that willingness has kind of changed my attitude a little bit. Awesome. Hey, Jerry, good to see you, honey. Right now, my willingness is about a change of attitude. What I'm wanting to do is be more assertive instead of being aggressive with people. But my assertiveness comes out a lot like aggressiveness because there's a lot of passion in it. Right? So I was always fascinated with the study of scientific principles. I was emotionally and physically distant from people while I pursued absolute knowledge. God and spirituality were meaningless academic exercises. I was a modern man of science. Knowledge was my higher power. Given the right to set of equations, life was merely another problem to solve. Yet my inner self was dying from my outer man's solution to my life's problems, and the solution was alcohol. So, we've all lost varying different things before we got here. Some people lost their family, some people lost houses, cars, jobs. But there's one thing that we all have in common that we lost, and that was ourselves. Every single one of us was spiritually sick when we got here. We were spiritually bankrupt. We had a malady, what they call a spiritual malady, which comes with my disease, my whatever you want to call it, my affliction. I like that word. Given to the right set is merely another problem. Okay, given the right set of equations, life was merely another problem to solve. Yet my inner self, I was, in spite of my intelligence, alcohol became my higher power. The more intelligent you are, the harder it's going to be to get this program. Yeah. That's why it takes some. Most alcoholics and addicts, well, not most, every single one I've met is highly intelligent. Maybe not book smart, but when it comes to life and manipulating other people, oh man, we're masters. We're masters. Sorry, it takes an intelligent person to do all that. And now you're going to take that intelligence, and instead of saying, because we're kind of stepping mostly on step 2 and 3 here, right? So take a look at step 2. My question is going to be this: are you willing to be restored to sanity? Because I see a lot of people fighting this with years of sobriety, saying, I'm insane. When are you going to start coming into agreement with God's will? That's the question. When are you going to do that? Because that's when it happens. And if you haven't done that, then you haven't done the third step. The third step says it is the only one that must be done thoroughly before you move on. Right in the 12 by 12, it says it. Let's go grab it. Then it explains that other steps of the AA program can be practiced with success only when step 3 is given a determined and persistent trial. Good morning, Danielle. Good to see you. So step 3 must be done correctly. If you do step 3 and then you feel something new from it, you did it. Freedom Canada, welcome. Good to have you. That's why it must be given a persistent trial. Right? Follow your sponsor's lead. They will let you know. Because sometimes we don't know that change has happened in us. Sometimes we're the last people to know because we live with ourselves. Right? Get a sponsor. That would be it. Yet my inner self was dying. It was through the unconditional love which emanated from AA people and meetings that I was able to discard alcohol as my higher power. The great void was filled. I was no longer lonely and apart from myself. I had found a true power greater than myself. I had found God's love. There is only one equation which really matters to me now. God is in AA. I was looking for that. So, what is it that fills the void? Is it the rooms of AA? Is it your fellowship? Well, Jill said it at the very beginning. It comes from within. Happiness and joy comes from within. God lives right here, man, in your heart, in your soul. And God doesn't have grandchildren. I have one thing that before I wrap it up. I wanted to just bring up something about. Hey, Amanda. Um, Sometimes people have these things called strokes. Um, there's a lot of them in AA. So quit asking if they're drunk. Okay, it can look like it can. They may sound like they're drinking. Look into their eyes, or maybe you just don't have what they have yet. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not. See, that's usually where I feel unfulfilled is because I have set expectations or I feel that I'm owed. That's what I told you guys at the very beginning. That's why I'm feeling this way. Right? I know it's not the right way, but if I don't bring it up to people, how am I going to be able to change it? Otherwise, it's just with me. And I would rather sat down, let you guys know that I'm going through something and you can watch me work through it. That is part of the example and part of what I do. It is part of my honesty. I don't know. It just kind of makes me sad. Sometimes. Sometimes it hurts. But that's part of life. Right? Doesn't mean that I have the right to go off on people or do certain things. Right? So what is the first step in all of this? Being aware that yes, were insane. I'm not insane anymore. It has been lifted. It is gone. And then I have to practice step 10 very thoroughly to maintain that. Something pops up during the day that is disturbing to me. If I had made a mistake in it, I will make amends promptly. Huh, Jerry? I thought I had hurt Jerry's feelings. Turns out I didn't. But I made an amends anyway. So what? If there was even a small chance of it, I'm still doing it. Right? As long as it doesn't injure them or others. Me being an other, you're an other. I wish I would, you guys, I wish I just had a bunch of stuff to give you so you could go take on the day and stuff, but my cup isn't full. My cup isn't full today. So means I gotta go fill it. I love you guys and thank you for being here. And just let's go with this mantra today. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. I'm gonna go with that. It's one of my old mantras. I hear a lot of people say it now. It's kind of funny. I'm like, and say don't be a dick for it doesn't matter. It's getting spread around. I don't care. All right. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day.